A Little Philosophy of Life **** cover. A Little Philosophy of Life title page. A Little Philosophy of Life, by Robert J. Burdette. For what is your life? It is even a vapor, that appeareth for a little time, and then vanisheth away. James 4:14. Copyright 1914 by Robert J. Burdette. Publishers Logo Clara Vista Press, Pasadena, Cal. To my little granddaughter Clara Bradley Wheeler, who, with tottering baby steps, is coming into the entrance of the stage of life, just as her grandfather, with footsteps equally uncertain, is slowly passing out at its exit. The baby, doubtless wondering much that the world should be so immeasurably large. He certainly, marveling, as he looks back, that a stage so small and circumscribed could hold so many people. She looks at her grandfather with the wonder wisdom in the baby eyes, but she does not know what he is thinking, nor how much he knows. And he, looking at the little one with the meditative inquiry of old age, knows just as little what she is thinking, just as little how much she knows. For a handful of days only have they known one another, each speaking a language strange and incomprehensible to the other. But the two hearts, one old as the ashes of last year's campfires, the other young and fragrant as the roses of this June morning, have knitted themselves together with a love that will outlive time. This is one of the beautiful mysteries of life. And the evening and the morning are another day. Sunny Crest, Pasadena, California. Chris Marstead, 1913. A Little Philosophy of Life. Is there such a thing as a philosophy of life? Life is the philosophy of everything, the study of all things, the testing of all things. Decoration. The lucky man is he who despises luck. The unlucky one is the fellow who worships it. Decoration. Great inventions may be wrought out in the brain. Great thoughts are born in the heart. Decoration. One of the best ways to find trouble, my boy, is to carry a revolver without knowing how to use it. Decoration. Memory may be a hell or a paradise. It depends on whether you spend your youth manufacturing brimstone or planting roses. Decoration. When I hear a man trying to do all the talking for the crowd, I remember that a drum makes more noise than a cask of sugar, because it is empty. Decoration. A man is a fool to worry about his past if he has one. A man or woman with a past isn't half so badly off as the sinner who yet has something coming to him. Decoration. I don't believe in rejecting and despising a man because of his faults. Make them useful to him. For example, a conceited man is like a tire, which is of no earthly account until it is inflated. Decoration. One of the meanest things about sowing wild oats is that the profligate scatters about half the seed on some good man's wheat field. And more than half the wild oats turn out to be rye. Decoration. Whenever you begin to complain that you are not appreciated, you are plainly off your job. When a dog is chasing a rabbit, he doesn't care whether you call him pet names or throw stones at him. Decoration. Very few men are vain, I think. But all men love comfort as their chief joy. There isn't one man in 1,000 who would exchange his good digestion for a handsome face. Now, a woman. Decoration money talks, yes, my son. But only while it's working. When it goes on strike, or is loafing on general principles, it loses interest in everything and becomes as silent as a log on a mudbank. Decoration, a man can hardly be so bad that he will not have some friends who believe in him and who stick to him. But the trouble with a bad man is, that his friends are so much like himself he would be much better off without any. Decoration, it is pleasant to have people love you who do not know you. But oh, the immeasurable love of a friend who has found you out, who knows you through and through, and still loves you. Well, that's the way God loves us. Decoration, it has been a good world to me. I have always had more friends than I could count and more good fortune than I could measure. I have always got everything I wanted. When I couldn't get it, I didn't want it, which is the same thing as having it. Sometimes it is better. Decoration, no, religion does not give, it does not promise a man immunity from misfortunes. Neither does an accident policy promise or protect the holder from a railway smash-up or an automobile accident. But it is a beautifully comforting thing to the insured while he's in the hospital. Decoration, what you wish you were, that's your ideal. What people say you are, that's your reputation. What you know you are, that's your character. To paraphrase Abraham Lincoln, you may fool some other people part of the time, but you can't fool yourself a little bit of the time. Decoration, the heart always has ruled the world, and it always will. Love is the best teacher in the universe, because it is the most patient. The race of mankind is wise and strong, as it is today, only because 10,000 years of our stupidity, our obstinacy and our ingratitude haven't wearied God. Decoration, if the uses of adversity are not sweet, and Paul says they are not, they are most efficacious. You have to hit a nail on the head half a dozen times before it will comprehend its perfect destiny. Well, God has to deal with some men, fellows like you and me, in the same manner, sometimes. Decoration, life has never presented many problems to me. I have been too busy. Working people do not evolve problems. They are invented by the learned idlers, gossiping about the marketplace like Paul's Athenians, who spend their time in nothing else, but either to tell or to hear some new thing. Decoration, I have lived a busy life. I entered the newspaper grind early, and I have never been out of the old mill. Whether I abode at home or went on long journeys, around the town or around the world, I carried my work with me. My vacations were merely assignments. The nearest post office was a copper hook. People and things were stories. Decoration, it is a good world. 5 times in the story of creation the historian pauses to say, as new things were made, and God saw that it was good. And the 7th day, the day of completion and rest, he made holy forever, blessing and sanctifying it. So the cornerstone of creation is goodness, the finial holiness. How could a better world be made? Decoration, it isn't enough to be good nor to do good. It is quite essential to do good in the right way. A prayer for many of our best sinners would be, Dear Christ of the leper, Savior of the publican, lover of the unlovely and friend of the hateful, forgive me in that I have done good spitefully, that I have given alms scornfully, that I have done a kindness savagely, and that I have loved a friend grudgingly. Decoration. Whenever I have done right, it has always seemed to me that somebody or something helped me. But when I have gone wrong, I have sinned through no one's fault but my own. No man ever made me do wrong. The man who has the headache next morning is the fellow who transgressed the night before. The sinner can no more shift his responsibility than he can wish his headache off on the other fellow. Decoration. Well, I have always loved to work. It has been pleasant in the old mill, with its rafters bronzing by the years, its shadowy corners, its far views from the dormers up in the loft, the mysterious gurglings and murmurings of hidden waters down deep among the foundations, the quiet pond and the earnest rush of the race, and the merry laughter of the tail race. For I ground my finest flour from the grist the people brought me. The best of my work might have been done much better, the worst of it had better been left undone. All of it has been mediocre. But I ground the grist that was brought me, and took only fair toll. And some day, in a better mill, with improved machinery, with finer material, with choicer grist, a steadier power and a better light, I will do better work. Decoration. A good father and a good mother, old-fashioned. Well, yes, about as old-fashioned as fathers and mothers have been ever since the birth of Cain, taught me from a good book that the way of life and the plan of salvation is so simple and plain that not even the philosophers could muddle it. He hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth the Lord require of thee but to do justly, to love mercy, to walk humbly with God. That's plain enough until some learned man begins to explain it. If that's all that God wants of me, I don't care what the Apostles' Creed of the 39 Articles or the Confession of Faith demands of me. But that seems to include about everything. And yet I believe in creeds. How can a man live without a standard? Decoration. I never worry about the day of judgment. That there will be one I am positive. That it will be as dreadful as John of Patmos describes, I believe. But terrible as it will be to have all one's sins uncovered and set before God and the world, naked and in the light of day, that won't be one half so terrible as it was to have committed them. And yet that we rather enjoyed. And another most dreadful thing about the day of judgment is the fact that somebody knows all about our sins now. There never was a secret sin since the serpent invaded Eden. There have been at least 3 living eyewitnesses to every offense, the sinner, the victim, who is frequently only the other sinner, and the judge who is going to try you both. The best time to get scared about the day of judgment is about 10 minutes before you make a fool of yourself. Decoration. Life has been to me a pilgrimage of joy. I've never had very much trouble, and what I have had has been of my own making and selection. And when I went to the hospital I took my medicine without making faces or asking for sympathy. I was ashamed to. Like Peter and the painkiller, I knew I was only getting what I had asked for. But up one hill and down the other the pilgrimage had lain through pleasant places, good roads, safe trails, fine pasturage, sweet water and beautiful camping places. A few giants, mostly windmills, millions of midgets and mosquitoes, troublesome but not fatal, occasionally a mean man, so ashamed of himself that he lied about it, now and then a liar, once in a while a hold-up man, with a subscription paper, and all along the way a horde of beggars. But in the main good people, kind-hearted, generous people, honest people. Lots of houses built close by the side of the road. The world is full of friendly people for friendly men. And I'm fond of people. I believe in them. I love them. I sympathize with them. I like to meet them, and to walk with them, and to have them about me, so long as they can stand me. Decoration. A young disciple one day asked me, when I was pastor of the temple, "Pastor, how can I learn to trust God? How can I acquire faith?" And I said, "That is easy and simple. Just lie down at night and go to sleep. You are helpless and defenseless as a dead person. You do not see the storm gathering above your home, with black destruction in its whirling wings. You cannot see the tiny tongue of flame catching at the corner of the room in which you sleep. You do not hear the robber stealthily unfastening the fancied security of lock and bolt. You know absolutely nothing of the score of evils that may be threatening your peace and safety. The night may be ghastly with perils all about you. But you sleep sweetly, safely, and you awake in the morning refreshed and strengthened. Protecting love has enfolded you like a garment. And you believed it would when you lay down, else you never could have gone to sleep. Well, that's trust. That's perfect trust. Just hold on to it while you are awake. Who takes care of you while you sleep? Not father and mother. Not the servants. Nor the watchdog. Nor the policeman a mile away. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. You trust in God, that's all. Decoration. Do I believe in laughter as much as ever I did? A great deal more than ever I did, even in the days that were ripples of dimples on the sunlit eddies of a river of laughter. How could life be best lived without it, God's exclusive gift to his human children? Laughter is a good servant. But don't overwork him or he will sulk, and maybe strike for shorter hours. Don't smile so much all day that the corners of your mouth droop with weariness when you come home at night. Always leave them with a laugh is the axiom of a commercial traveler who has no home. Laughter is cheery, good-natured, willing, but wearies easily. He is a poor hand at day's work and tires at a continuous job. He is a thoroughbred, and must be humoured and well-groomed. You can't work him like a plough horse. He shines most brightly at piecework. He must needs have intervals of quiet meditation, sober reflection, tranquil introspection. He must have the inspiration of earnest purpose, the repose of a little minute of prayer. Don't mistake the everlasting barnyard cackle that emanates from between the roof of the mouth and the glottis for laughter. Unless there is brain and heart, intellect and love in it, it isn't the laughter that I know anything about. The thing on the face of a skull is a grin, but it isn't a smile. It used to be, but the smile died when it became perpetual. No matter what the empty-headed philosophers say on the postcards, don't try to smile all the time. Unless you want people to hate the sight of you. Decoration Life is a book in which we read a page a day. We can't read a page ahead, we cannot turn clear over to the last chapter to see how it ends, because we write the story ourselves, setting the type, as a good compositor can do, from the copy of our own thoughts and actions, till the evening of each day runs off the edition. The best compositor is he who sets each day's page with the fewest errors, and wastes the least time correcting a dirty proof. Even with the best of us, much of each day's page is an errata correcting the mistakes of yesterday. Unsinkable ships, the bottom of the sea is covered with them. Invulnerable armor, it cumbers the reefs, full of holes. Incontrovertible arguments and incontestable theories, they lie dusting in the scrap heaps of history and philosophy, answered, contradicted, disproved and thrown away. But the pages are, or should be, growing cleaner every day. The compositor learns. The child is fearless, knowing nothing. So he grasps the flaming candle. The old man is cautious, knowing too much. He knows that ice burns like fire. And another thing to be remembered about this book of life which every one of us is writing, each for himself. The pages are all the same size, 24 hours, brevier measure. The evening and the morning was the first day. That established the standard. And every morning the inexorable office boy with the intolerable name stands at your door shouting copy. And you've got to furnish it. Got to. Got to. Got to. Kill your grandmother once a week to get to the ball game if you will. That goes into your story and fills up that day's page. That's life. Decoration is the world as funny as it used to be. Funnier, my son, a great deal funnier. It grows funnier as you grow older. But it doesn't know it, because it is apt to be funniest when it thinks it is wisest. Laughter grows more serious as it contemplates the funny old world. The tragedies of the years temper the jests. Yes, I understand. I read a paragraph about myself in a critical editorial the other day, saying that 10 years of the ministry had taken much of the ginger out of old Bob's fun. It was written by a young man, of course. The things that are funny to him were uproariously funny to me 50 years ago. I used to write funny sketches about sudden death and funerals. But during 10 years of the ministry I have sat beside many deathbeds, and have stood beside many caskets trying to speak words of consolation for breaking hearts. Today, I can't laugh over Buck Fanshaw's funeral, the funniest mortuary narrative ever written. Misfortunes used to be my principal stock in trade for mirthful sketches. 10 years in the ministry have made the sorrows of thousands of people my own. What a rollick there used to be in a good poker story, told in rattling phrase. I have seen too many homes broken up and too many lives wrecked by the gamblers to appreciate the humor of the cards. Twice I have seen men murdered at the gaming table, and each murder was followed by a hanging. Hard to write funny poker stories with those grisly phantoms of blood and strangling leering up into your face from the white sheet under your pen. And when there was nothing else to write about on a dull day, the drunkard was always an unfailing figure for comedy. What could be funnier than a drunken man? Well, now I can no more appreciate the drunken man, even on the comic stage, than the wife whose face he bruised with his clenched fist could appreciate the antics of her drunken husband. I have seen the brute too often at close range, with all the old manhood gone, and not a thing but the brute and the devil left. Oh, I enjoy life better than ever I did. I can assure my critic that ginger is still hot I the mouth. The world is just as funny as ever. But the fun has changed with the point of view. Don't you understand, son? It's the old story of the frogs and the boys. Humor is a matter of personal taste, to a great extent. What sends your neighbor into convulsions of mirth may disgust you to the very soul. Decoration, it has been such a good world that I'd be sorry ever to leave it, if there wasn't another one, as much better than this, as this one is better than the chaos out of which it was born. No, I don't just believe this, I know it. That's one of the few things I do know, positively, absolutely, certainly, and I didn't have to wait for Sir Oliver Lodge to tell me about it, either. I knew that when I was a boy, just as well as Sir Oliver knows it now, and for the same reasons, and with the same proofs. All this summer and late into the autumn days we have been living in our seaside home, Eventide, so named by Mrs. Burdette because it faces the sunset. Afternoon land is very pleasant in spite of broken health and increasing weakness. Every evening I sit in the sunroom and watch the sun creep down the western wall of the sky, sinking to its rest beyond the farther rim of the blue Pacific. I know what is over there, because I have journeyed in those lands, and can follow the sun as he fades out of sight and begins to illuminate the Orient. There, just where he drops below the waves, rise the green shores of picturesque Japan. Yokohama, Tokyo, Nikko, snow-crowned Fujiyama, the beautiful inland sea, I can see them all. There where that silver star is shining through the crimson bars of the clouds, is China. Over there, where the clouds are white as snow banks, there is Manila. Yonder, where the black cloud is tipped with flame, is Port Arthur. I know them all. I have been there. Well, beyond the gates of the sunset, farther away than the stars, away past the bars of the night, there is another land. I have never seen it. I have never seen anyone who has been there. But all that I know about the Oriental lands in which I have journeyed is mere conjecture with my positive belief in that blessed land which I hath not seen. That fair and happy country I do know. Know it with a sublime assurance which is never shadowed by a cloud of passing doubt. I may become confused in my terrestrial geography. But this heaven of ours, no man, no circumstance can ever shake my faith in that. As the sun sinks lower and the skies grow darker in the deepening twilight, the star of faith shines more brightly and hope sings more clearly and sweetly. Every evening, when the sun goes down, I can see that land of eternal morning. I know it is there, not because I have seen it, but because I do see it. The shadowless land, where we shall hunger no more, neither thirst any more, where there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, where God shall dwell with men, and they shall be his people, and he shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. Decoration. The shadows are deeping around the pond and the stream is singing itself to sleep. But there is yet a little grist in the hopper, and while the water serves I will keep on grinding. And by the time the sun is down, and the flow in the race is not enough to turn the big wheel, the grist will have run out, and I will have the old mill swept and tidied for the night. And then, for home and a cheery evening, a quiet night, lighted with stars and pillowed with sleep. And after that, the dawning, and another day, fairer than any I have ever seen in this beautiful world of roseate mornings and radiant sunsets. Transcriber's note: inconsistencies in hyphenation have been standardized. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. End of the Project Gutenberg ebook A Little Philosophy of Life asterisk asterisk asterisk. Updated editions will replace the previous one, the old editions will be renamed. Creating the works from print editions not protected by U.S. copyright law means that no one owns a United States copyright in these works, so the Foundation, and you, can copy and distribute it in the United States without permission and without paying copyright royalties. Special rules, set forth in the general terms of use part of this license, apply to copying and distributing Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works to protect the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol concept and trademark. Project Gutenberg is a registered trademark, and may not be used if you charge for an ebook, except by following the terms of the trademark license, including paying royalties for use of the Project Gutenberg trademark. If you do not charge anything for copies of this ebook, complying with the trademark license is very easy. You may use this ebook for nearly any purpose, such as creation of derivative works, reports, performances and research. Project Gutenberg ebooks may be modified and printed and given away. You may do practically anything in the United States with ebooks not protected by U.S. copyright law. Redistribution is subject to the trademark license, especially commercial redistribution. Start. Full license. The full Project Gutenberg license. Please read this before you distribute or use this work to protect the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol mission of promoting the free distribution of electronic works, by using or distributing this work, or any other work associated in any way with the phrase Project Gutenberg. You agree to comply with all the terms of the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license available with this file or online at www.gutenberg.org/license. Section 1. General Terms of Use and Redistributing Project Gutenberg Trademark Symbol Electronic Works 1.0 By reading or using any part of this Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work, you indicate that you have read, understand, agree to and accept all the terms of this license and intellectual property, trademark/copyright, agreement. If you do not agree to abide by all the terms of this agreement, you must cease using and return or destroy all copies of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works in your possession. If you paid a fee for obtaining a copy of or access to a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work and you do not agree to be bound by the terms of this agreement, you may obtain a refund from the person or entity to whom you paid the fee as set forth in paragraph 1.e.8. 1.b Project Gutenberg is a registered trademark. It may only be used on or associated in any way with an electronic work by people who agree to be bound by the terms of this agreement. There are a few things that you can do with most Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works even without complying with the full terms of this agreement. See paragraph 1.c below. There are a lot of things you can do with Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works if you follow the terms of this agreement and help preserve free future access to Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works. See paragraph 1.e below. 1.c. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the Foundation or PGLAF, owns a compilation copyright in the collection of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works. Nearly all the individual works in the collection are in the public domain in the United States. If an individual work is unprotected by copyright law in the United States and you are located in the United States, we do not claim a right to prevent you from copying, distributing, performing, displaying or creating derivative works based on the work as long as all references to Project Gutenberg are removed. Of course, we hope that you will support the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol mission of promoting free access to electronic works by freely sharing Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works in compliance with the terms of this agreement for keeping the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol name associated with the work. You can easily comply with the terms of this agreement by keeping this work in the same format with its attached full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license when you share it without charge with others. 1.d. The copyright laws of the place where you are located also govern what you can do with this work. Copyright laws in most countries are in a constant state of change. If you are outside the United States, check the laws of your country in addition to the terms of this agreement before downloading, copying, displaying, performing, distributing or creating derivative works based on this work or any other Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work. The Foundation makes no representations concerning the copyright status of any work in any country other than the United States. 1.e Unless you have removed all references to Project Gutenberg. 1.e.1. The following sentence, with active links to, or other immediate access to, the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license must appear prominently whenever any copy of a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work, Any work on which the phrase Project Gutenberg appears, or with which the phrase Project Gutenberg is associated, is accessed, displayed, performed, viewed, copied or distributed. This ebook is for the use of anyone anywhere in the United States and most other parts of the world at no cost and with almost no restrictions whatsoever. You may copy it, give it away or reuse it under the terms of the Project Gutenberg license included with this ebook or online at www.gutenberg.org. If you are not located in the United States, you will have to check the laws of the country where you are located before using this ebook. 1.e.2 If an individual Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work is derived from texts not protected by U.S. copyright law, does not contain a notice indicating that it is posted with permission of the copyright holder, the work can be copied and distributed to anyone in the United States without paying any fees or charges. If you are redistributing or providing access to a work with the phrase Project Gutenberg associated with or appearing on the work, you must comply either with the requirements of paragraphs 1.e.1 through 1.e.7 or obtain permission for the use of the work and the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol trademark as set forth in paragraphs 1.e.8 or 1.e.9. 1.e.3 If an individual Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work is posted with the permission of the copyright holder, your use and distribution must comply with both paragraphs 1.e.1 through 1.e.7 and any additional terms imposed by the copyright holder. Additional terms will be linked to the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license for all works posted with the permission of the copyright holder found at the beginning of this work. 1.e.4 Do not unlink or detach or remove the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license terms from this work, or any files containing a part of this work or any other work associated with Project Gutenberg trademark symbol. 1.e.5 Do not copy, display, perform, distribute or redistribute this electronic work, or any part of this electronic work, without prominently displaying the sentence set forth in paragraph 1.e.1 with active links or immediate access to the full terms of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license. 1.e.6 You may convert to and distribute this work in any binary, compressed, marked up, non-proprietary or proprietary form, including any word processing or hypertext form. However, if you provide access to or distribute copies of a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work in a format other than plain vanilla ASCII or other format used in the official version posted on the official Project Gutenberg trademark symbol website, www.gutenberg.org, you must, at no additional cost, fee or expense to the user, provide a copy, a means of exporting a copy, or a means of obtaining a copy upon request, of the work in its original plain vanilla ASCII or other form. Any alternate format must include the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license as specified in paragraph 1.e.1. 1.e.7 Do not charge a fee for access to, viewing, displaying, performing, copying or distributing any Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works unless you comply with paragraph 1.e.8 or 1.e.9. 1.e.8. You may charge a reasonable fee for copies of or providing access to or distributing Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works provided that you pay a royalty fee of 20% of the gross profits you derive from the use of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works calculated using the method you already use to calculate your applicable taxes. The fee is owed to the owner of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol trademark, but he has agreed to donate royalties under this paragraph to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. Royalty payments must be paid within 60 days following each date on which you prepare, or are legally required to prepare, your periodic tax returns. Royalty payments should be clearly marked as such and sent to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation at the address specified in Section 4. Information about donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. You provide a full refund of any money paid by a user who notifies you in writing, or by email, within 30 days of receipt that he does not agree to the terms of the full Project Gutenberg trademark symbol license. You must require such a user to return or destroy all copies of the works possessed in a physical medium and discontinue all use of and all access to other copies of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works. You provide, in accordance with paragraph 1.f.3, a full refund of any money paid for a work or a replacement copy, if a defect in the electronic work is discovered and reported to you within 90 days of receipt of the work. You comply with all other terms of this agreement for free distribution of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol works. 1.e.9. If you wish to charge a fee or distribute a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work or group of works on different terms than are set forth in this agreement, you must obtain permission in writing from the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the manager of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol trademark. Contact the Foundation as set forth in Section 3 below. 1.f1.f.1. Project Gutenberg volunteers and employees expend considerable effort to identify, do copyright research on, transcribe and proofread works not protected by U.S. copyright law in creating the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol collection. Despite these efforts, Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works, and the medium on which they may be stored, may contain defects such as, but not limited to, incomplete, inaccurate or corrupt data, transcription errors, a copyright or other intellectual property infringement, a defective or damaged disk or other medium, a computer virus, or computer codes that damage or cannot be read by your equipment. 1.f.2. Limited warranty, disclaimer of damages, except for the right of replacement or refund described in paragraph 1.f.3, the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, the owner of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol trademark, and any other party distributing a Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic work under this agreement, disclaim all liability to you for damages, costs and expenses, including legal fees. You agree that you have no remedies for negligence, strict liability, breach of warranty or breach of contract except those provided in paragraph 1.f.3. You agree that the Foundation, the trademark owner, and any distributor under this agreement will not be liable to you for actual, direct, indirect, consequential, punitive or incidental damages even if you give notice of the possibility of such damage. 1.f.3. Limited right of replacement or refund. If you discover a defect in this electronic work within 90 days of receiving it, you can receive a refund of the money, if any, you paid for it by sending a written explanation to the person you received the work from. If you received the work on a physical medium, you must return the medium with your written explanation. The person or entity that provided you with the defective work may elect to provide a replacement copy in lieu of a refund. If you received the work electronically, the person or entity providing it to you may choose to give you a second opportunity to receive the work electronically in lieu of a refund. If the second copy is also defective, you may demand a refund in writing without further opportunities to fix the problem. 1.f.4. Except for the limited right of replacement or refund set forth in paragraph 1.f.3, this work is provided to you as is, with no other warranties of any kind, express or implied, including but not limited to warranties of merchantability or fitness for any purpose. 1.f.5. Some states do not allow disclaimers of certain implied warranties or the exclusion or limitation of certain types of damages. If any disclaimer or limitation set forth in this agreement violates the law of the state applicable to this agreement, the agreement shall be interpreted to make the maximum disclaimer or limitation permitted by the applicable state law. The invalidity or unenforceability of any provision of this agreement shall not void the remaining provisions. 1.f.6. Indemnity. You agree to indemnify and hold the Foundation, the trademark owner, any agent or employee of the Foundation, anyone providing copies of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works in accordance with this agreement, and any volunteers associated with the production, promotion and distribution of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol electronic works, harmless from all liability, costs and expenses, including legal fees, that arise directly or indirectly from any of the following which you do or cause to occur. A. Distribution of this or any Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work. B. Alteration, modification, or additions or deletions to any Project Gutenberg trademark symbol work, and C. Any defect you cause. Section 2. Information about the mission of Project Gutenberg trademark symbol. Project Gutenberg trademark symbol is synonymous with the free distribution of electronic works in formats readable by the widest variety of computers, including obsolete, old, middle-aged and new computers. It exists because of the efforts of hundreds of volunteers and donations from people in all walks of life. Volunteers and financial support to provide volunteers with the assistance they need are critical to reaching Project Gutenberg trademark symbol's goals and ensuring that the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol collection will remain freely available for generations to come. In 2001, the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation was created to provide a secure and permanent future for Project Gutenberg trademark symbol and future generations. To learn more about the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation and how your efforts and donations can help, see sections 3 and 4 and the Foundation information page at www.gutenberg.org. Section 3. Information about the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. The Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation is a non-profit 501(c)(3) educational corporation organized under the laws of the state of Mississippi and granted tax-exempt status by the Internal Revenue Service. The Foundation's IN or Federal Tax Identification Number is 64-6221541. Contributions to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation are tax-deductible to the full extent permitted by U.S. federal laws and your state's laws. The Foundation's business office is located at 809 North 1500 West, Salt Lake City, UT 84116. 801-596-1887. Email contact links and up-to-date contact information can be found at the Foundation's website and official page at www.gutenberg.org/contact section 4. Information about donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation. Project Gutenberg trademark symbol depends upon and cannot survive without widespread public support and donations to carry out its mission of increasing the number of public domain and licensed works that can be freely distributed in machine-readable form accessible by the widest array of equipment including outdated equipment. Many small donations, $1 to $5,000, are particularly important to maintaining tax-exempt status with the IRS. The Foundation is committed to complying with the laws regulating charities and charitable donations in all 50 states of the United States. Compliance requirements are not uniform and it takes a considerable effort, much paperwork and many fees to meet and keep up with these requirements. We do not solicit donations in locations where we have not received written confirmation of compliance. To send donations or determine the status of compliance for any particular state, visit www.gutenberg.org/donate. While we cannot and do not solicit contributions from states where we have not met the solicitation requirements, we know of no prohibition against accepting unsolicited donations from donors in such states who approach us with offers to donate. International donations are gratefully accepted, but we cannot make any statements concerning tax treatment of donations received from outside the United States. U.S. laws alone swamp our small staff. Please check the Project Gutenberg web pages for current donation methods and addresses. Donations are accepted in a number of other ways, including checks, online payments and credit card donations. To donate, please visit www.gutenberg.org/donate. Section 5. General information about Project Gutenberg Trademark Symbol Electronic Works. Professor Michael S. Hart was the originator of the Project Gutenberg trademark symbol concept of a library of electronic works that could be freely shared with anyone. For 40 years, he produced and distributed Project Gutenberg trademark symbol ebooks with only a loose network of volunteer support. Project Gutenberg trademark symbol ebooks are often created from several printed editions, all of which are confirmed as not protected by copyright in the US unless a copyright notice is included. Thus, we do not necessarily keep ebooks in compliance with any particular paper edition. Most people start at our website, which has the main PG search facility, www.gutenberg.org. This website includes information about Project Gutenberg trademark symbol, including how to make donations to the Project Gutenberg Literary Archive Foundation, how to help produce our new ebooks, and how to subscribe to our email newsletter to hear about new ebooks.